everybody. The stage comes in our life, especially for the people who are involved in workaday life, family, profession, society. Those who are exclusively concentrating upon the labeled spiritual journey, withdrawing themselves from the common run of life, is a different thing. But we are talking about people who are immersely involved in household activities, family activities, professional activities, social activities, or retired people. Here, though we do puja, we do Ram Nam, we do bhajan, we do svadhyay, we do satsang, still whenever we are not doing it and involved in our activities, we find there is a wall that separates. But proportionate to the intensity we have during our spiritual practices time, labeled spiritual practice. We are mentioning labeled because there is no division spiritual and secular. Why do we say so? God is not going away at any point. Whether we are leading a family life, a professional life, a social life, or a committed spiritual life, or even in an atheist, even in a person who does not believe, God does not leave. God is there very much in everybody. That is why they label. We think certain things are enabling us to remember Him. And certain things we are back to our own small self. As we keep on going deeper and deeper into it, we find that there is, at least intellectually, we will understand that there is no division. We do right from the moment we get up till we retire to bed, how we blend. So far we have been thinking that we have to add one dimension to it. That is the word we use. Add God dimension again. Keep it in our mind. We are superimposing something. Here we have been asked by Mahatmas who have scaled the heights, or our Shastras, see me in everything. So when we walk, we came from our room to this point. We were walking. So we are talking. Yeah. Home or office or the society. So we all have to now redefine. And then we start redefining. There will be a touch of love, there will be a touch of reverence, there will be a touch of dedication, there will be a touch of perfection. In all the three things offered. This is the benchmark. And it is not that we are learning and doing it, it should be the outcome of our process. And we should watch ourselves whether it is there from the tiniest to the grossest. Rama is to remember. By seva, what he meant was, whatever we do, whether we are cooking or cleaning or taking up a project or administering or running an organization, there we bring whatever we do, when we try to bring in the dimension. Again, there is a dimension, we are not superimposing some attitude towards that. It should become an outcome. So when we develop a love, a we develop a touch of reverence, it will become possible for us. It is nothing should be done in a haphazard way, absent-minded way. It should be perfect. That means we are not imposing any new thought to any of our actions. Whatever is that we have to keep on remembering. He has facilitated everything. He has provided everything. For reasons unknown to us, He has given us a sense of individuality. ഈലോ സൃഷ്ടിയും സൃഷ്ടാവായതും സൃഷ്ടിക്കുന്ന ജാലകവും സാമഗ്രിയായതും. You are the creator. You are the created. You are the material for the creation. So during our past moment, suppose we were brain in the origin. Yesterday we were reading the language. We forgotten. Our first task is to know the mysterious goals of our and the world. How did we come? So this anusmaranam is not something by which we can impose unless and until we try to realize the reality as they are. Sri Anandamaya says, if you want to accept, you have to realize the truth, you should be able to accept everything as they are. Without choosing anything. So all our practices, all our efforts should be zero to that. It's a great thing. You have made us to understand all these things. But still, because of our age-old baggage of splitting this, prevent us from seeing you in that particular situation, seeing you in that particular office, seeing you in that particular individual. You have some technique by which we try to see you there. We intellectually know you are there. So this Manana, all Mahatmas keep on saying that. In Vivek Chudamani, there is a beautiful sloga. He says, Aptoktim Kananam. There are two families staying together, nearby, very close to each other. Actually, there is no separation. These children will go and play there and eat there, so they will come and eat this place. There is no separation. So there are two houses. So the head of the family of one family passed away. Naturally, the other person is the uncle for everybody. So after the 16th day celebration, the eldest son, came and told, Uncle, I think we have nothing to fall back upon. Father has not kept anything. It's a big question mark as to how we will run the family. You tell us something. How do we do that? So immediately he smiled and said, No. Father has done everything for you. He has kept a treasure for you. You go to the kitchen, the far end you will find one tile you can easily remove. If you remove it with some device, you will find there is a deep niche there. One can easily go in, take the crowbar. Every day and everybody is asleep, preferably during the dawn period. Try to think. And as you be perseverant, be patient, never lose your heart, never get dispirited. And when you think, as you keep on excavating, so many things will come. And the devil, you don't put it anywhere. And then you keep on doing it. One day you hear a mechanic sound, clean everything. There is a copper pot, slowly lift it, come out, it is full of gold and other things that will take care for generations. This is one of the teacher tells the student. So first somebody who is aptavachim, somebody who is well versed in it, who has experienced it, from him we have to hear, who is a well-wisher of us, who knows, and then we have to dig. When we are talking about Anusmaranam, we should know that it has to be done by ourselves. The digging has to be done by ourselves. It gives us some joy during that period, but we are unable to connect up the theme of spirituality in our workaday life. There is a blockage, there is a division, there is a wall between this and that. Immediately after the session, when I react to an individual, it does not get reflected in me. Intellectually I may know, emotionally I may take part in all the program, I may enjoy, but as soon as I come out of the program, when I deal with any simple matter, if somebody touches our ego, we get immediately influenced. The me and mine, my rights and wrongs, my likes and dislikes, that predominate. That is why we are asked, yesterday we were remembering that word, Tasmat sarveshu kareshu maam anusmare vidyata. At all times and in all places, remember me and fight the battle of life. How to do that? Nice to hear, nice to reproduce. So that is why this story comes. Unless we do the plumbing within, based on the words of people who have scaled high, with patience, perseverance, dedication, with optimistic outlook, after digging for some time, suppose we lose heart, finished. Not only that we should have faith in the words of the masters, but we should be optimistic. Papa used to say three things are essential. Fixed resolve, sustained faith, optimistic outlook. These are the three ingredients. That is a prerequisite for any life. Fixed resolve. Not every moment change. With the fixed resolve, faith in the words of the masters who have inspired us. In anything, not only we need to view the traditional form of masters and disciples. Anybody. When my mother says something, I must have this. When my teacher says something, I must have this. When my boss says something, I must have this. Then only I will be able to progress. So fixed resolve, sustained faith, optimistic outlook. So here Vivek Chudamani, when he said, when you keep on doing it, you should never lose faith. And your practices should not be determined to the interest of the person others. Suppose somebody is urgently in need of our service, we cannot say, I have got a session now. That means we are dividing session. The purpose of the session is to become one with him who is there in every form. So we attend to that also. We don't separate this and that. These are some of the ways by which, we can try for this constant remembrance. Unless there is a intense effort on our part to link everything, everything. That is why somebody beautifully coined the word Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the manual of life. It is not a discussion between A and B in a particular place. Every time when I meet with challenges, I meet with commitments, I meet with testing going, I must be able, just like we refer to dictionaries, when we don't know the meaning. Here is a book, when we approach it with that sense, it gives us the right guidance. So this is the fundamental thing, how to remember him throughout, how to remember him. All our Shastras keep on giving clues for us. But we should try in the field, There should be a harmonious blend of daily sadhana and daily life. And every day God is providing or facilitating us or subjecting us to go through different types of experience. Varied experience. One day your boss appreciates you, pats on your back. Next day, he gives you left and right. He gives you a target which you cannot do it. How do you react? So they probably to keep up this remembrance, suppose they remember this. Fixed resolve, sustained faith, optimistic outlook. It might be possible for us to move from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 like that. Remembrance. Our remembrance level will move from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3, 4 like that. These are the only ways by which we do. Everything is actuated by him. That also I should keep on hammering. That is why God is mentioned as mysterious power. A power we cannot define. It is not palpable or tangible. It cannot be shown. It cannot be explained. But everybody knows it is there. And we are asked to remember that. That is a real struggle, because it has not been explained like any other thing. It has not been taught to us like any other thing. We are unable to form the right concept. Papa's attitude is that right from the beginning, the surrender aspect was there. He was 100% convinced that everything happens only by his will. Individual will is an offshoot of that God's will. God's will has given us a feeling of separate entity, and he says, okay, you name it as your will. But ultimately it is his own will. This he was very clear right from the beginning. So to him this constant remembrance was not a headache. It's not a problem. By intensely going through inward journey, he was able to realize this reality. And once we have this reality, then we have been assured that it will never go from us. Then there is no extra strain on our part to bring in God dimension. So by going through the biographies of masters, if we try to concentrate upon how did they master, not for reproduction, not for giving a lecture, but what can be taken from them, from their life to us. We will not be able to follow anybody, but they might be able to help us. But what is needed is constant remembrance. And constant remembrance expresses in the form of education, that's the perfection in all that we do. And those who exhibit this in their life and whom God makes us to come in contact with, we remember. Then we can understand, oh, this is, I remember because of this. Just now when we were talking, one small incident came. When we were working with a Jain in Wayanad. One day we went to somewhere, in the vehicle. So we had to fill in diesel on petrol. He gave us a bill, we paid him. There was no change. 2 rupees or something was needed. So when 10 rupees was given, he said, when you come next, you give this pay. And he went to the next man. So we came out, then the boss said, you go and buy something from this shop. So we bought. So he got 2 rupee note, put back again and paid. So we asked him, you would have spent more than 5 rupees now to pay this 2 rupees. Then he said, that is okay. He has to give accounts, So there will be a shortage of 2 rupees, which he has to put from his pocket. And suppose we forget, it is a karmic baggage we are carrying. That much alertness, that much alertness. This is called perfection. This is called doing it consciously, conscientiousness. Okay. We try, these are all, then we understand, this is spirituality. Spirituality in workaday life. Everywhere we try to do it perfectly. It is not that we are helping or we are showing some traits. No. It is a spontaneous revealment of godly nature in us. And in our case, He made us to thought, made us to experience, made us to witness. That's why we remember now. It must have happened 40 years back. But still it is fresh in our mind. So then we were taught, even from the tiniest, this should be there. Nobody is irrelevant, nobody is insignificant, nobody is unimportant. Nothing is irrelevant, nothing is unimportant, nothing is insignificant. We may say, we may forget. Out of 100, we may be able to at least bring 10 into this fold. And 10 only can become 11. We have to start from there. All these things are again pointing out to Anusmarana. Because in Bhagavad Gita he says, Tasma sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmarayute. Constancy is what is hammered there. That is the toughest job for all of us. We have a different norm in different fields. Perfectly alright. But we should know that even that norm has been given by Him. As a professional, suppose he is a police officer. When he goes to his police station, he is a SI or boss to his policemen, subordinate is DYSP, something like that. When he comes home, he is a husband to his wife, children, father to his children, brother to his brother. When he sees the landlord, he is a tenant. Different roles. So different roles, the same individual plays, and you have got different norms in it. But behind all these norms, there is an ethical line. And that is the ethical line is godliness. So when we want to maintain this Anusmaranam, we are told that when we lead an ethical life, it will help us, it will give a boost. Moral ethical. That is how this ethical value is. If we remember right, Swami Ranganatha Maharaj said about that Purushartha, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. He used 4 words. Probably that may be relevant to what we are discussing now. Ethics, earning, enjoying, emancipation. So first the life starts with Dharma, ethics. We can earn based upon ethics. We can enjoy whatever God has provided, again based on ethics. And a stage comes in our life when we see the transitoriness of these 2 factors, and then we think about emancipation, how to reach the upper stage. So he said, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Ethics, earning, enjoyment, emancipation. So the base is ethics. So now the Anusmarana, God remembrance comes to basic ethical living. Ethical living, you not only that you try to live yourself, you also try to see that others also live a life. Quality, care and concern for others. At the family level, at the professional level, at the social level. Everywhere we try to maintain as much as possible, and the more we maintain, the more we will be able to remember him in the form of ethics, Dharma. And that will stretch itself to any type of remembrance which the mind defines later on. He makes us to hear so many things, form so many concepts, but behind all these things we know that it is he. And this ethics will definitely help us to get more and more concretized in me to we, and later we to him. So from me to me, we go to the next stage of me to we, which is called ethics, ethical relationship. You become honest, you become all the, suppose you try to bring all the virtues that are listed in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Abhayam, Tattvam, Suddhi, like that, Amanitvam, Adambitvam, Ahimsa, everywhere, that's why it's called manual of life. He gives us a picture of ethics, values. In 12th chapter, when we go through the last 8 slokas, what do we find? Ethics. Adhyashta sarva bhutanam, suppose you take. So now we are reminded that constant remembrance, a moral ethical life is a must. So for that we have to be vigilant, alert. And that is why yesterday we read out, Papa in the 2nd chapter of Srimad Inquest of God, before he asked Vittal Rao, when he was planning to take the final plunge, he was very clear what he prayed as a sense of individuality. He prays before the indwelling spirit, remove the I-ness from me, so that I will be able to establish the proper relationship with your rest of the creation. It is the I-ness that does not allow me to establish proper relationship with my co-creation or with your creation. So with you and with your creation, I should be able to maintain proper relationship for which I need ethics. Kindly help me. The I should not be there. So whenever the I comes, ethics get violated. The me and mine become predominant, and I will not be able to remember you. So enable me to remember you by thinking about you more and more, of your relevance more and more. In that way I may be able to reduce the supremacy, predominance of me and mine in my life. That could be one of the methods to remember. We will all start digging now, exploring how to maintain this, how to maintain this, how to maintain this. Throughout our non-chanting period also, that is what we forget, Non-chanting or non-spiritual practices, they are the spiritual practices. What are we? How are we? Are we coming down at the individual level or in a refined individual level? It is for refining ourselves that we go through the spiritual practices, labeled the spiritual practices. That refinement is taking place or not? Am I becoming a good citizen? Am I becoming a good neighbor? Am I becoming a good father? Am I becoming a good son? Am I becoming a good executive? Am I becoming a good loyal employee? Am I becoming a responsible member of the society? This I keep on asking. Then spirituality is entering into my life. I become alert. That probably we can name it as Anusmarana. So we pray to Him now, who is giving us all these thoughts, to translate this into our life. Enable me to remember you at every moment of my life which you have given. I know that I have not given life to myself. I have been given life, and then only I came. When I came from the mother's womb, I was not there. I started identifying myself as I after a few years, when I was taught that I am this body, I am this name. And I limited myself to that. Later on, my spiritual preceptor made me aware, you are not only this, at the individual level, yes, you are so and so, but you are basically, inherently, intrinsically, essentially, you are something different. So for that, He gave us this moral ethical values. He made us to forget, now He makes us to remember. We cannot ask Him the why and whereof. So we will all try our level best to bring in this dimension in as many as possible. Every day when we keep on thinking, new dimensions will come. Go back to our own life. There God has taught us so many things through family, profession, society, spiritual preceptors, Kosadhagas, Granthas, so many things, He has taught us so many things for the refinement of our life. For the overall refinement. They don't mean a particular level refinement. Overall refinement. We cannot isolate ourselves from the rest of the society. We are a parcel of the society. So Mother Nature and society play a dominant role in our life. So we should be able to connect ourselves. At the same time, we should remember that which makes us to connect. So that all these thoughts dwell in our mind. And we have been assured by all Mahatmas who have claimed the height that everyone will find, we will get an answer for our own fundamental question, this Anusmarana. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. Hari Om.
स्वामी जी
हरिओम
हरिओम स्वामी जी
हरिओम
नमस्कारम स्वामी जी
नमस्कारम नमस्कारम
हरिओम
प्रणाम स्वामी जी प्रणाम स्वामी जी हरिओम स्वामी
ओके then हरिओम
But the screen was right. We could see Swamiji clearly. That's good darshan. Without finding that room, you can't go to that room.